Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. With the several different things causing the economy to be in a very panic-like state, I wanted to make a video about SHTF and silver and what this entails, how to properly stack for these types of situations and be prepared, because the more prepared you are, the better off you are going to be. So before we start, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure you subscribe if you are new, because I do post daily videos. So SHTF is definitely one of the reasons a lot of people start stacking silver. You know, that survival, that prepared mind state is definitely better to have. A lack of preparedness could be the difference between surviving and dying in situations, especially depending upon how severe they get. You know, whether it's a doomsday apocalyptic mind state or just being prepared for something like COVID-19. So silver is definitely the smartest route to go, and it's usually a safe haven alternative in times like this. That's why prices usually go so much higher, is because of its intrinsic value. Silver's been used as a means of value for 6,000 years, and that's never going to change. So in serious times like this, especially even right now to this day, you know, people turn towards precious metals. Now, what type of precious metals? That's more specifically what we're going to get in for the sake of this video. So the smartest silver, in my opinion, would be junk silver, constitutional silver, and there's many reasons why. I'm going to go over some other types of silver, but junk silver is perfect, is absolutely perfect for SHTF situations for several reasons. One is because it's a perfect instrument for bartering, right? It's junk silver, it's backed by a government, it's government minted, so people trust that it's real, but it's also a perfect value of fractional silver. You can, because a lot of times when you're bartering or trading with silver, a lot of times what you're bartering for isn't going to be worth for a full ounce. So fractional silver comes into play, because if you're trying to barter something, maybe you only need a mercury dime, or maybe, you know, a barber quarter, or a walking liberty $50. And then you can cut down, because you're not going to take a chainsaw to your 1 ounce coin and cut it in half if you're going to try to trade for something that's only worth ½ ounce of silver, right? So fractional silver is perfect for that. Also, you don't have to, you don't have to worry about carrying it or storing it properly, whether you're using capsules or coin tubes or pouches. You can let junk silver get dinged up and scratched and milk spotted and tarnished. It doesn't matter, because it's not for that use, right? It's not like you have a high premium coin. So fractional silver, junk silver, constitutional silver is definitely some of the best silver, because it's so easy to barter and trade with, and that's usually what typically we would be doing in these times, especially if the dollar's gone and we're going back to a more, barbaric lifestyle. Bartering would be the key, and fractional silver or constitutional silver would definitely fit that perfectly. So you also could use bullion. You never want to use high premium silver in times like this, because when it comes down to it, if we are talking about an apocalyptic situation, all silver is going to be worth 1 ounce. That's going to be the value. It's not going to be spot price is $17 for this coin, and spot price, and then this coin is worth $29, like pandas. Pandas, kookaburras, American eagles, generic rounds are all going to be worth the same, and that is 1 ounce. However much that piece of silver weighs, that's what the value of it is. All premiums will be thrown out the window. There's not going to be, oh, this is a panda, so it's worth more than an American eagle. It's all going to be worth the same. So whatever it is, if it's an ounce of silver, then that's what the value is, an ounce of silver. It does not matter about the premium or how many coins have been minted or how collectible this coin is. All of that will be thrown out the window. So knowing that, you definitely want to have bullion. You want to have as close to, you want to buy your silver for as cheap as possible, because then in return, when you go to trade it, it'll be easier to trade, and you could stack a lot more silver buying it cheaper, and then in return, when you go to trade or barter, then you would have more silver to trade or barter with. So trying to get as much silver for as cheap as possible will definitely help you out, because then you can accumulate a nice large foundation. And this can go with your actual stacking strategy as well, buying as much silver as you can for as cheap as possible, because if you go to your local coin shops, a lot of them will say silver is silver, and that's that. You know, they don't see any type of value or premium on top of these other coins. Now, when you go to sell on eBay or places like that, you might, you definitely can get a higher premium for a panda compared to an American eagle. But when you're going to local coin shops in most places, in most cases, they're going to say silver is silver. I'm going to give you spot price or whatever close to the spot price is. But remember, in an SHTF situation, spot price is thrown out the window. It's going down to however much that coin weighs. Something to think about. So, also in SHTF situations, you want to be careful, you want to be prepared, whether that's having a weapon, but you also need to be careful with who you're telling. If you, especially us silver stackers, we have a lot of silver. So whether you're storing it properly in a safe place, you cannot let anyone know about your silver, because if things really do hit the fan, then you best bet that everyone that you've told, whether it's friends or family, they're coming to you because they know that you can support them, right? Or they're going to try other means, maybe more dangerous alternative means, to get that silver from you, because that's what's going to be the real value: food, water, shelter. But also, especially if we're talking bartering, that's going to be the honeypot. So you want to be careful. You don't want co-workers to know. You don't want your next door neighbor to know, because those people will turn on you. People will get crazy to protect their family and to survive. So you got to be careful with that. Now, there is another type of silver I really want to talk about, and it's really important to talk about this, because I think there's a lot of misinformation. Not misinformation, but just misinterpretation, I guess. When I'm talking about heavier bars, right? Let's talk about like a kilo bar. So, a kilo bar, like a 20-ounce bar, like really heavy bars, those could be extremely hard. And I do not recommend stacking these, period. One, because you're narrowing down your potential buyer, right? If you have a 20-ounce bar and spot price goes to $20, $30, $40, the percentage of people that are able to afford that bar to buy it off you narrows down. See, when you have 1-ounce coins, anyone can afford a 1-ounce coin, but when you have a 20-ounce bar, not many people can afford that. So it's going to be a lot harder to sell. Just like gold. A lot of people stack silver because it's much cheaper than gold. You can't buy a 1-ounce gold coin, but a lot of people can afford a 1-ounce silver coin. The same principle kind of goes, where, if you are trying to have a liquid stack, heavy bars will not be the ideal piece, especially when we're talking about bartering. What are you going to barter with that's worth 20 ounces or a kilo of silver? Maybe a car? Maybe that's like the only thing I have to think of, right? So especially if you're trying to be a survivalist and being, have for convenience and liquidity reasons, I definitely would not be stacking heavier bars in these situations. So this video was sparked from COVID-19 and how severe situations are getting. Central banks are looking to step in now, but fear and panic is going to keep rising, keep flooding the societies. It's not going to ease over. It's not going to be pushed over anytime soon, and that is simply because that we cannot contain it. And they've even made a real statement about this in a press conference, saying they mentioned they cannot contain this, and people are becoming more worried. And the price of silver is going down, stock markets are down, everything's down, and the Federal Reserve and central banks are having to step in and play, and play, I guess, God for right now, and help out the economy, because without that, economic growth has slowed down to such extreme rates. Imported exported goods, from China being the number 2 largest imported exported good or producer worldwide, with like 20 million people quarantined. You can see how much damage it's causing and how many people are losing money from this. So interest rates are getting lowered. Feds are putting a cushion in the economy, but still things could get a lot worse, especially as it's spreading. We have new cases in Poland and several other places as well. So I wanted to make this video because this might encourage a lot of people to start having more of a prepared, more of a prepping mind state, because SHTF, apocalyptic mind state, it might be, you don't want to put on your, it's not like you have to put on your tinfoil hats just to be ready. Being prepared for anything is always smarter than not being prepared. So I'm not trying to say that this is for those conspiracy theorists, but if you are gonna, if you do want to be prepared and have your family prepared for times, if the times do get more extreme and more severe, then hats off to you. It's definitely better than not to be, right? So anyways, I want to wrap this video up here. I'd love to hear what you have to think about this. On the other side of the coin, people might say, well, food, water, and shelter are going to be the main essentials for survival. That's true, but you still do need some type of monetary exchange to be able to trade and barter with. And silver has been historically always been that piece, that monetary value, that instrument. So anyways, thanks for tuning into this video. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.